Hello everyone, and this video is about the group stage matches of the FIFA World Cup. So there has been a lot of games happening every day, two or three matches. Sometimes you can't even keep up. I thought before the World Cup that I would watch every game possibly, but there's a lot of games you can't keep up. But the thing is that I have examinations, to give semester examination, and the FIFA World Cup managed to coincide at the same time, and you simply can't do that both. So I have to pick games, and I've decided that I will watch Portugal games, all three, and sometimes, for a breather from studying, so I will catch the teams playing after the halftime or their last 10 minutes of the game. So yeah, that's how I have been watching the games. I will watch the important games like France, Norway. I will watch that. It's a spicy game, Haaland versus Mbappe and all that. It's a good game. It's going to be a great spectacle, that match, and I will watch the important games. But yeah, it's very overwhelming. Too many group stage games. But if you see the bigger picture, there hasn't been a big upset like in previous edition. We had Saudi Arabia defeating Argentina. Like, we didn't have that confidence in Saudi Arabia that they can pull such result against the powerhouses of international football, and they did. So we haven't had that kind of uh, uh, upset till now in this World Cup. We had like games like Cape Verde drawing against Spain, and DR Congo drawing against Portugal, but they still managed to get 1 point. It's not an upset. I know it's an upset in the sense they are very big in footballing terms, but I want a defeat. I want a bigger nation to fall to the minnows. You can't even say them minnows, because every team that are playing the group stage of the FIFA World Cup are by no definition are minnows. So yeah, we still have to see that upset. I think that will happen eventually in the group stage. We just have to wait for it. And yeah, the Iberian Peninsula of Portugal and Spain are drawing against the lesser teams, but still have to see a bigger upset. Would you say that Australia defeating Turkey is upset? I don't. To be fair, I don't. I think anybody that has watched Australia in the Asian Cups in the qualifiers know they are the team that will take you to the last minute. Even the last World Cup, Argentina find it very difficult to get through the defense of Australia. So even they found the Australians, like, they are not a team you will go and score five or six goals. So yeah, that's the thing I'm saying. So I knew that they will pose a great difficulty to the Turkey, but defeating them, but was I think I would say, in my hindsight, I knew they can pull this off, so I wouldn't consider that upset. So for me, that's not an upset. Australia is a top Asian team, and Turkey. Let's talk about Turkey. Turkey. This is the team that would be called. What's the word? If that would be called Bangladesh in cricketing terms. If Turkey was a cricket nation, playing nation team, it would be Bangladesh or South Africa. They always have these players, big players that plays in big teams, and they all of a sudden they have big expectations, and just on the paper, never on the field, and that's what happens with Turkey. Even every tournament, they are called dark horses. That you bet that they will can pull this big task of winning the World Cup. People pick them as their dark horses, but as you know, you as you know, the history repeats. They did that in Euros 2021. They did that again in Euros 2024 in Germany, and in Qatar they didn't even qualify. So see, the thing with Turkey is that they just don't translate. Their talent don't translate into the field. They just don't translate that the talent, that capability, they don't translate that on the field. And some teams like Australia, they don't have the talent, they don't have what would you call that footballing brain. I mean, of course they have footballing brain, but they don't have that footballing heritage. Still they manage to do more, they exceed their expectations, and that's what Australia does every World Cup. I'm very disappointed at them sometimes in the Asian Cup. Like, they last won the Asian Cup in 2015, but then again you have to also be disappointed at South Korea and Japan. They last won the Japan won last Asian Cup 2011, and South Korea they won it in 90 something. So I don't know how Qatar is doing this. They are winning the Asian Cup and embarrassing themselves in the front of world. They are what they are doing is telling the world that Asian Confederation is a joke. Like, this is your champion. The world is saying this is your champion. This is the team that wins your Confederation's Continental Cup. Like, how this is the team that dominates you, and when the big stage come and they just don't do anything. 6-0 hammering against Canada. It's crazy, bro. Just can't have that. You just can't have that. And back to back Asian Cup 2019, and then again in 2023-24. It's crazy how they are doing this. We should not let this happen. I mean, Korea, the Japan, and the Australia need to take responsibility and protect the heritage of Asian Cup, because we can't have Qatar as our champion. They just don't do anything big in the international stage. World biggest stage, the World Cup. They embarrass themselves and thus embarrass the whole AFC Confederation. Like, crazy. So that's what my takeaways from the group stage. And yeah, I will post more group stage videos. Until then, cheerios, bye.